Hey guys, it's Dev Typhoon here. We're gonna do some live predictions for the major. This for us in America, it's tomorrow morning, but tonight I guess in Rotterdam. So I've already made a couple. Um, so there's one that I made. We don't need to look at those too much though, because we're doing one live right now. So we're gonna take a look at this, look at some of these teams, get some of my opinions on it. And yeah, we'll do it fairly quick though. I don't have a ton of time. I gotta get to bed here soon, so I can actually wake up and watch the matches tomorrow. But so let's just get right into it here. So K Corp versus James Cheese. I'm excited to see how James Cheese does play. However, I don't think even if they are a pretty solid team, I don't think K Corp's gonna have much issue. Genji versus Power. I for one am an OCE believer. Most people are against OCE right now. I think they're gonna be pretty tough. However, in this matchup in particular, I do think that Genji is the pick. I do think Power will get one game on him though. FaZe Moist. If this is last season, towards the end, I'd definitely pick Moist. However, FaZe has been looking a lot better than Moist. Moist without Vatira has been looking a little bit, I don't know, a little discombobulated a little bit. I think that Moist are still a great pick and great team, but I'm going to give the edge to FaZe here. I'm going to actually 3-1 this. Club and Pioneers. This is an interesting match. They met. Oh, let's see. That was in the. No, that was for the Worlds. They did in the wild card stage. And I believe the club won 4-2. The club did have KV1 at that point, and it was an extremely close match. I do like the style that Pioneers play better. I'm a big fan of the Pioneer style. I'm going to give the edge slightly here to Pioneers, but I think the club's going to be a respectable team. Pioneers did just recently play in Rule 1's tournament that they did just a little bit ago. And it was an interesting one to see. I'd go check it out on Rule 1's Twitch account if you haven't seen it yet. But I think it validates that OCE is still a bit hit and miss. I think Pioneers have a lot of potential, more so than Power, even though Power has been doing better recently. They had a really tight game with Rule 1, who's had tight games with, well, who has a winning record against Falcons right now. So if you consider Falcons to be a pretty solid team, and a lot of people are putting them in the top 4, then I think Pioneers are right about that level. So that's my thoughts on Pioneers. So I'll be giving them a decent buff compared to what other people will give them. Team Liquid, Team Secret. You know, Team Secret played in that tournament as well. They did beat Power. I think they had like 4 or 5 overtimes with Power, and then they did end up losing to Rule 1 as well. But yeah, I'm not liking them quite as much as Team Liquid. Liquid's coming off of the regional win, so I'm gonna give them the edge there. Quadrant and V1. This is an interesting one because V1 seems to struggle. I think most cases I'd put V1 ahead of them, but since they struggle so much in these, in the Swiss part of the bracket, I'm gonna give Quadrant the edge here. It'll be close. I think V1 will have a lower run and probably maybe still sneak in. They'll probably be around 5 again. That they've done quite a bit this season so far in North America. I'm gonna take a look at G2 Oxygen. I think this one's a very interesting match. G2's, their play style, I think matches up pretty good against Oxygen Esports. G2 seems to do well with those kind of players that are more high flying, a little more mechanical. They're a little more. They pace out their game a little better and rely a lot more on passing plays and positioning. So I am going to give G2 a slight edge, although I haven't been impressed with how I've been playing recently. And we'll see though if they could come back out at LAN. I think that's a possibility. So it'll be 3-2. I'm going to give there. Team Falcon, Space Station. A lot of people have Falcons pretty high. Space Station, I'm still not a huge believer in Space Station. I think they've had a couple good runs. I don't think they've been, well, at least when they've been put to the test, I don't think they've really come through. So that'll be another interesting one. I'm gonna give the edge to Falcons here. We'll give them a 3-2 as well. I think these 3 games right here are gonna be pretty intense. I think the top 3 are gonna be pretty much, as expected, if you will. All right, let's get down to round 2 though. K Corp versus Pioneers. If we are on OCE, I might give Pioneers the edge. K Corp though, they're closer there. I'm gonna give this a 3-2 though, a lot closer than a lot of people might put, but I really think Pioneers is a quality team. They've got a good game plan. They've been practicing. They've got really good teamwork because they seem like they just are buddies. Quadrant Mobile 1. I'm not a big fan of Quadrant. I think, in my opinion, they're actually the weakest EU team to qualify. Hey, I hope they upset me or something, and I like cash as much as anybody else does, but I think that Gen G is going to be able to handle that one fairly easily. FaZe Clan takes G2 in current form. Liquid and Falcons is an interesting one. They kind of have similar styles. I do think Liquid, though, again, coming off that win, I think Liquid might struggle here in the high matches, but it'll be a close match. Club, I'm sorry, James Cheese. I think the Club's going to get you. I'll give you one game there, though. Power V1. Oh, V1's just a little bit too much for them, I think. I think Power will put up a good fight. Amphis, I think, is going to be a big factor in Power's run here. So we'll see how Amphis does. He's been doing pretty well down in OCE, but I think he struggled a little bit in the Rule 1 tournament that was earlier today. Moist and Oxygen. This is another tough one because I feel like Oxygen has the potential to pop off at kind of like any time, but they've also struggled quite a bit. I'm actually going to give the edge to Moist here. I think Rise in particular will have a good tournament. I don't know if I have quite the same faith in Joyo, but Joyo also has that potential to pop off. So we'll see. We'll see here. It'll be good. This will be a good lower matches here. I'm excited to see some of these if this happens. Space Station, I am going to give the edge over Team Secret. Let's get down here. Let's see. You know what? Team Liquid's riding a high right now. Gen G struggled sometimes in the Swiss parts of the tournament. We'll make it close, and then FaZe has a good showing. Also goes for that 3-0 in the Swiss stage. These mid brackets, Team Falcons and Moist. This will be a close one, but I'm going to give Falcons the edge. Pioneers V1. This is interesting. Oh, let's see. Pioneers in the last few games done pretty well with a demo, or being demoed. And they're also pretty aggressive recently. This will be a tight match, I think. 3-2 either way. I'm going to come back to that one. G2 Space Station. Based on recent, I'm gonna give it a Space Station, just barely. I think the Club is going to upset Quadrant. Oxygen is going to knock out James Cheese, although James Cheese will pick up a game when Oxygen's kind of just messing around. Power and Team Secret, they just played. It was an insanely close match. Like I said, I think it was 4 or 5 overtimes. I think Power's going to get the revenge on them, though. It's going to be as close as it can be. Maybe 4 more overtimes in that one. It's going to be intense. That'll be one to watch. Oh, I don't know if I should throw my personal bias in here and just give it to Pioneers because version 1 struggles. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Version 1 seems to struggle in these. I'll pay them back later. Gen G, do they crash and burn for a second here? Pioneers, once again, literally they're a dark horse in the tournament. You know what? This is my tournament bracket. Let's make some more bias here. I'm gonna go 3-2. Close match there. I think they're gonna get a little bit choky. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're still gonna make it through. We'll see who they match up in round 5, though, I guess. But K Corp demolishes Falcons. I think just rips them apart because they're upset that they lost that last match. The Club and Space Station gets it in a tight match again. A lot of these are gonna be tight. These are good teams playing here. I'm excited to see the whole thing. G2 Power. I'm sorry, Power. I think this is the end of your run here. I really like this team, and I hope they do good. I like the OCE teams. Okay, but G2, I think, will still put up a good fight this tournament, even though they haven't been in good form. V1, Oxygen. Ooh. Let's see. They've just played James Cheese. They're coming off an easy match. They just barely lost Pioneers. I think V1 is going to take this. Probably 3-1. Moist Quadrant, I'm going to give that to Moist. I think Quadrant will start bombing after they lose that first match against Gen G. Gen G, G2, Club, Moist, Falcons, V1. Falcons, V1. We are going to give it to V1, though. They somehow come through round 5 every single time. I don't understand it. The Club and Moist. Yeah, let's just mark this one down now. I think Gen G's got no problem playing against the G2. They've, done really well in NA tournaments. Not an issue there. Club Moist, though, is going to be a close one. You know what? I'm going to take Moist out. We're going to have the Club in there. The club has dominated Sam. We saw a little bit of what Team Secret could do there, and they've crushed Team Secret. So I think they're going to be a pretty solid team, and we'll see. So let's take a look at what we got here. FaZe, Liquid, Carmine, KC, Space Station, Pioneers, with a little bit of bias maybe from me, but I think they can still have a good showing. Maybe end up here in the 6, 7, 8 range, but Gen G, Club, okay, cool. So where does that leave our tournament? Or our bracket, excuse me. Ooh, interesting. Okay. FaZe V1. It always seems like version 1's gonna put up a fight, and then FaZe ends up beating them. Space Station versus Pioneers. Last time I think they played each other. Oh no, they played each other at Worlds, and man, I have no idea how Space Station held on because Pioneers were pounding their goal, but Space Station, yeah, I think it ended up being like 4-1 in the actual series. But if you watch those series, it was a lot closer than that. Even I think it was Arsenal that was talking about if Pioneers played anybody else that match, they would win. I'm not still sold on LJ on the Space Station game there. This is gonna be another close one. I'm gonna edge Pioneers still 4-3. The Pioneers before that in the spring split did get reverse swept by Space Station. So they that was unfortunate, but I think that means they have the potential to take down Space Station Gaming. Liquid in the club. Oh, Carmine and Gen G, I didn't even see that first round. Nice. Oof. Okay, well I'm gonna give Team Liquid the edge over the club. And I think they're gonna do it pretty drastically. They're gonna be feeling pretty good at this point. I think I've gotta go Gen G slightly over Carmine. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I think Gen G are gonna be team to mess or not to underestimate at all. Obviously, since they're ranked number 1 seed, but I think they might have a slight edge on Carmine Corp. We'll see. I'm interested to see how Carmine Corp does. I mean, obviously Vatira does really well. It lands Itachi, Exotic. We'll see. We'll see. This could go either way easily. I mean, I think everybody's kind of said that. No one really knows exactly how these two teams are going to match up, and that's going to be a huge game, especially as played in the quarterfinals. That would be insane. I really love the Pioneers, but I do think that FaZe is going to be a little too much for them. 4-2, 4-3. What are we going to do? We're going to go... let's do 4-3. Make a good story here. And then, let's see, Team Liquid, Gen G. You know what? To make it more interesting, we want NA versus EU. That's what we always want. 4-3, close match. You can write this down. Gen G's going to go up 3-1. Team Liquid's going to win the next 3 games. That's how it's going to happen. Gen G's going to crash a little bit. Chronic might be a little nervous. Abjack's going to get in his head. Nolly's just going to be there. FaZe Clan, Team Liquid. I am going to end up giving this to FaZe Clan, I think. Team Liquid is going to put up a good fight. But when these two, I think Carmine might be the only team that can take down FaZe Clan from the EU side, at least in tournament. If FaZe Clan holds up their current form, excuse me. We'll see. I think Liquid can give them a decent chance. I do think Liquid is not nearly as consistent as a team like Carmine Corp, and that Gen G is. I think these two are probably on the most. I mean, you look at the regionals, and Carmine Corp took second in 2 of them and won 1, and same thing with Gen G. They took second in 2 and won 1. Or did Carmine? No, Carmine Corp. Yeah. So we'll see. This will be interesting. This will be a fun bracket to see. I think I get that EU and versus NA still at the end. We have an OCE team here in the semifinals, which would be fantastic, and then the club, of course, making the top 8. That'd be 1, 2, 3, I guess 4 NA. Oh, do I have all 5? No, just 4. 4 NA, 2 EU, yeah, 1 SAM and 1 OC. That'd be pretty cool to see, I think. And then right here again, I guess that's 2 NA, 1 OCE. So that'd be solid. I think this would be a fun tournament if it turned out this way. I hope it does. That'd be a lot of fun seeing some of these crazy games. James Cheese, I hope, can win a couple matches or a couple games at least. I don't know if they're quite there yet on winning matches, but hopefully that they can keep getting better, I guess. So, anyways, I think that's what's gonna happen at Rotterdam. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. If you don't get the chance to wake up early enough to watch it, you should still get up early enough and watch it, or at least look at some of the replays because some of these games are going to be intense. I'm going to try to watch them all, but we'll see if I have the time for that. So I think that's all we're going to do for this one. I'm going to post this over on YouTube, so if you missed it, you can watch it again. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great night, and I wish all of the teams out there good luck. Garmin Corp, James Cheese, Gen G, James Cheese, Power, Phase, Moist, Club, Pioneers, Liquid, Secret, Version 1, Quadrant, Oxygen, G2, Space Station, and Team Falcons. This is going to be epic. I appreciate, again, Psyonix putting these tournaments on so that we can have some awesome entertainment, see some awesome players, and let's have a lot of fun with this. So, everybody, have a great night, and we'll get ready for some Rocket League tomorrow.